Hey, what's up? This is Chris Pratt.
And I'm Tiffany Haddish.
We're here talking about the Lego Movie 2, the second part.
Yeah.
And we're going to share with you all of our
first big red carpet event. A movie that I did that I don't want to say the name of, that came out a long time ago in the early 2000s at the Magic Johnson movie theater for it.
Okay,
and
come on.
I was all excited. They had 2 posters up of me, and this is my first time being a lead in a movie. And nobody showed up, and it was 4 photographers, but it was a red carpet, and I wore the best dress I could find at the swap meet.
I was on a TV show called Everwood on the WB some years ago, maybe 15, 17 years ago. And on our first season, we were nominated for a People's Choice Award. I had like long hair at the time. It was good.
Did you have a man bun?
No, I never pulled off the man bun. I just had like long curly hair, like.
Oh, you just let it hang like it was Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, just like that.
Sounds cute. Did you ever have cornrows?
I never got cornrows.
Oh.
There's a new first. We'll get back to you on that one. First thing you do when you're preparing for a new role. Read the script over and over and like, you know, I try to find a body lead. You know what a body lead is?
No, what is that?
A body lead is the walk. It's what you're gonna lead with when you're walking.
Oh, when you're walking.
Yeah, find the walk.
First thing I do when I'm preparing for a new role is find out how much money I'm getting paid.
Right.
Then I try to figure out how much of myself can I infuse in this character. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff I do, but that's personal. You have to pay for that part. First embarrassing moment on set.
Man, I don't know if I've ever really been embarrassed on set. It's like,
You ever pass gas?
yeah, but I always own it. I love it.
Yeah,
like,
I love doing it too. It's the
intentionally.
best during the middle of the scene.
Yeah, yeah, I've done that.
One time I did a scene and my boob was out the whole scene and I didn't know.
Really?
You know, just
Enough?
the alveola, enough of the alveola to, you know, it's enough brown to shut them down. Enough brown for them to be like, is that a memory? You
That's
ever
a
had
good
that
one.
happen? I wasn't embarrassed though. I'm proud of them. I have beautiful lips.
Do you?
I think so.
Mine are tiny.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm like one generation away from just not having them.
No, you can't feed nobody.
No, certainly. They'd have to be sucking a long time to get anything. They got tiny little nips. They're very small. Oh, what's your first impression of Chris Pratt? We actually didn't meet until just about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but
In the
we met
elevator.
before then.
We met before then?
Mm-hmm.
When did we meet?
In the audition.
What?
We met at an audition. We actually had to play together and stuff. You don't remember that because you don't have like a memory like me.
Wait, what?
But I remember.
Are you messing with me? Mm-mm. What was this for? When was this?
This was like probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 years ago.
I can't believe I
don't
can't
know. It
remember
was
this.
like improv stuff though, and it was like moving everybody, like this person, that person. They was pairing people up and stuff.
Oh, really?
And it was improv. You don't remember that?
I think
You never do improv?
I think you
Okay,
might
maybe you all look alike.
Do you think that I'm Chris
But
Hemsworth?
No, definitely not Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, you
I know who
know.
that is. Hi, Chris. First memory that comes to mind from your stint on the OC.
Oh, okay. Chris Brown was in the episode that I was in, and I worked with Rachel Bilson, and I had an iPod, and I was listening to this music.
And where were you guys filming at?
We were filming on Rosecrans in the studio down there off of Rosecrans.
In Manhattan Beach, right?
In Manhattan Beach, yeah.
It
That's
was
right.
like a lot of people around, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's what it
We
was?
met there too. I was a background employee.
You're lying.
Nope.
I can't tell
I
if
was
you're
one
being
of the
serious
world's,
right now.
I'm being dead serious. I was one of the world's best extras of all time.
You were an extra on the OC?
Yes, I always looked into the camera too.
BuzzFeed,
I was an extra on the OC, also One Tree Hill. I was an extra on Dawson's Creek, or all the white shows, because they needed one black girl to walk around.
Do you feel like now that since you have done extra work, that your relationship to extras on films is different than other actors may have? Maybe?
Probably, because I talk to everybody.
That's cool.
I talk to all the extras and stuff, unless they're creepy, which there's a lot of creepy extras. But if they don't come off creepy, I talk to everybody. Do you talk to extras?
Oh, hell no. First memory that comes to mind from filming Girls Trip.
sitting in the director's office and him telling me that he's not sure if I'm gonna look old enough to play this part, and then Queen Latifah coming in and saying, I'm just gonna assume that Dina's a genius and she skipped a few grades and got into college and that's how she met us. And I said, no, just know that Dina got them good genetics and she older than all you bitches.
First big purchase after getting your first major role. I bought my mom a house when I was 23 years old.
Oh wow, you've been rich a long time.
Yep.
That's nice.
That was good.
That's nice.
Yeah. I know, I wasn't rich. I had just enough to buy the house. And so I was rich for a second, and then I was poor, but my mom had a house.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know what my first major role is, because I've been buying things for a long time. Well, you know, I was on a TV show called The Carmichaels, and I bought a house on the second season.
There you go.
And I paid it off within 3 years.
Come on. First car.
Geo Metro. You?
Okay. The first one that I paid for with my own money was an '86 Toyota Camry.
Aw, that's cute.
$1,200.
First celebrity you ever met? Maxine Waters?
That's
yeah,
cool.
when I was in 6th grade, I wrote a paper on her, and then she showed up because I had one. But I didn't really write the paper, I also just copied a newspaper article. And, yeah, I plagiarized it, but I won. I plagiarized and I won. And I told her, I ran into her just about 3 years ago, and I was like, you know, I don't know if you remember you telling me that I was gonna make it and that you were proud of me and that I'm an intelligent young lady. I just want you to know that that paper I wrote about you, I stole out of a newspaper.
And she's like, don't worry.
She's like,
how do you think I get to where I am?
She's like, that's politics, babe.
That's politics, yeah, you should. Yeah. First celebrity I ever had an encounter with was Randy Macho Man Savage at the SeaTac airport. I just loved WWF wrestling at that time, and my brother and I was like, what? He was there, and he was wearing the whole getup, and he's like all jacked and had his sequenced cowboy hat. And I was like, you're Randy Macho Man Savage? And he goes, yeah, brother. I was like, oh my God.
How old were you?
I must have been like 10 or 9 or something like that.
And you had been to an airport at that point?
Yeah, I'd been to an airport. I was at an
Wow.
airport. Yeah.
Your parents must have been rich.
No, we
They
weren't.
could afford plane tickets.
No, we I don't know how we ever went on that trip.
Because they were rich? First thing you do when you have time off. First thing I do when I have time off is sleep.
Yeah, sleep is nice.
Sleep.
Just like the normal routine things back home, I have a son, so I like to take him to school, pick him up from school, hang out with him, spend time with him, because usually when I'm on the job, it means I'm on location and then I'm away from home. So it's that, and it's also like clean my house, like come back and I'll be like, wow, I've been gone for 6 months, look at this place. I just do it top to bottom clean.
You clean it yourself?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I like cleaning my own house too, but I'm horrible at it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
First time you realized you were famous? About 3 weeks ago. When I did a show in Miami and I didn't do the normal Tiffany Haddish stuff. And then when I was like on every news thing for not doing well at that show, I was like, I'm famous.
Yeah.
I freaking made it. And they talked about it for like 4 or 5 days. Like, I made it.
I had this moment where I was eating at a restaurant and there was this table of dudes that were really big and kind of intimidating, and they were just like looking at me. And immediately I went to, oh man, I think these guys are gonna like jump me or something, you know? And they'd catch me looking and they didn't look away, they just kept looking. I was like, oh no. I had to walk out and they goes, hey. I was like, hello? And he goes, you on that Everwood show? I was like, oh yeah, thank God, yes I am, yeah I am.
You ever been chased by a mob?
I don't know, I mean I've
Are
had
you that famous?
Like we were in Brazil to do something for, maybe for Avengers or something like that. They knew the hotel I was staying at and there was 3,000 people or something like that, just like hanging out down below. And I'd look out, I'd peek out the window and they'd go, ah! They'd go crazy. And the last night we were there, we all got really drunk. We put on Starboy and we just pumped up the music out of the car, opened up the doors. Everyone took their phones out. I was like, no phones, man, no phones. Let's just have a moment. And everyone put their phones down and we danced to that song for like 3 minutes in the middle of the street. It was so sick. First piece of advice you'd give someone who's trying to become an actor?
Take acting classes.
That's good. Look to yourself and try to identify something about you that no one else has. And really focus on that and figure out what that thing is and work in that world, because that's something you'll always be able to offer that no one else can.
What do you have that nobody else has?
Oh, so much. I mean,
let me have some.
a lot.
It's called It. That's what you have that nobody else has. It.
We'll be right back.
Hello. Oh, I'm pregnant now, thanks. I'm
Is
an
that
alien.
how it works?
I'm an alien. I get pregnant off of kisses on the ear.
Yes.
Get ready for this superhero that's about to be born.